Never mix business with pleasure. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I thank everybody for bearing with me. The point of this video is going to show you exactly what I meant in my first statement. So here's the problem with what happened to me. I was friends with my roommate, right? He has a degree in computer science. He's never in a day in his life ever used it. Even if I tried to encourage him to go for super federal positions using his computer science degree, no, not having it. Didn't even apply. What he did apply for was to work in the commissary on the Air Force Base. The commissary. The guy with the computer science degree won't apply to be a technician with the United States government, but he'll apply to work in the grocery store with the United States government? That doesn't make sense, does it? And he got the job, and he was working with it all until his downfall. Now, here's where I step in with this video. Because we were buddies, pals, friends, if anybody watched South Park, you can chime in on that reference there. I let him put the internet in his name. I actually have a business that depends upon the internet working. When his downfall happened, along with it, he took the internet. I told my relatives and they said, "You're stupid for that. I don't care how much of a great friend he is. You should have never let him put the internet in his name. Why isn't your name on it?" Well, it's not like a house you can get two people. But my name wasn't on it, not even remotely on it. So their point is well taken. This is the same point that I'm trying to make to everybody here. Learn from my mistakes. This is a crucial business mistake. So I was literally out of internet for what, 2 weeks? I know you all probably didn't notice because I was trying to upload on my phone and I was trying to learn all about the phone, but there are certain things you just cannot do on a phone. I don't care how much you can do on a phone. There are just certain things you cannot do, and you cannot be serious about a business without having internet access in a personal computer. I know people are going to tell you, I have an iPad that I use. I have a great phone and I have unlimited data so I can do anything. No, it is not the same thing. You cannot do it. And along with this video, you can't mix your friendship up with business. Your business should always be separate. What is don't mix business with pleasure? What's the pleasure part of it? The pleasure part of it is everything that is not business. That covers a lot of stuff, doesn't it, Shakaama? Yes, well, yes, it does. That means you cannot mix religion with business. Oh, yes, you can, Shakaama. No, you cannot. Because I can give you about 50 scenarios where mixing religion and business means you lose out. Business is no discriminator. Oh, I know that there's a lot of people who are not playing by the rules right now and they're discriminating against this, that, and other person, and they're ultimately are losing out because, and the whole reason that they're successful is that the people that they're actually discriminating against have been so brainwashed as to go along with it. Apple is a fantastic company, but Apple is discriminating against you. But they're a fantastic company. But they're discriminating against you. It's just the truth. It's just a fact. And the reason that you don't see it is because you've been brainwashed. And the chief executive officer was also a very chief strategist and a chief marketer of the company. He revolutionized the marketing industry. And it's very easy to do when you're dealing with technology, because technology, the end product is so shiny, pizzazzy. You can make it super artistic looking. You can make websites that people go to and they have all sorts of bells and whistles that you look at and, ooh, I just bought an Apple. I just bought an iPhone. I just bought an iPad. I just bought an iMac. And they can make, they've researched the colors. They've done everything that they possibly can to make your buying experience. Now, just think about that. Your buying experience? That sounds crazy. 50 years ago, buying experience wasn't even a thing. But now, today, it's an experience that I had some sort of epiphany before, during, and after I purchased my iPhone. He revolutionized marketing and the way to market to people. He said, don't sell a product, build a revolution, make people desire just to be with you. Now, I've tried to emulate this a little bit, but I just can't stand stupid people. My hat goes off to Steve Jobs because he could tolerate stupid people left and right. It made him billions of dollars, right? And all of these other companies, they can discriminate all day long. They can call black people the N-word to their face. But when they leave the room and the black person gets on the website, oh my God, their buying experience begins, commences. Do not mix business with pleasure. Pleasure also means friendship. Pleasure also means your relatives. In a video that I just did, I spoke about how my aunt thought she was doing me a favor by completely screwing me over. She thought I was a fool. Now, the deal was fantastic for her. Let me explain that deal just in case that video doesn't come through. That deal was that I renovate her horrible house. You saw the house. Horrible house that has been stripped of all the copper tubing, copper wire, appliances gone, everything, pipes cut, everything, light sockets cut out, wall sockets cut out, jacks cut out, holes punched in the ceilings, air conditioner stolen, the entire electrical panel completely destroyed and removed. And she thought it was a fantastic deal for me to renovate that entire house and do what? Pay her rent. And in lieu of rent, I would get credit for, wait for it, the renovation. But hold on. I wanted to make sure I understood what she thought renovating meant versus what Shakaama thinks renovating means. We're dealing with a lady who took me shopping for Sunday clothes, and she said I absolutely must have Sunday clothes and be impressive, and she took me to a thrift store, not just any thrift store. The bottom of the barrel thrift store that is run by, I believe, Catholic Charities or something like that. Stuff that you buy to actually give to people who are actually in need. It's not stuff that you buy that you would keep. It's stuff that you would buy for somebody in need, so that it's a sort of circular thing. People donate the crap to the place, and then people come and buy the crap to give to somebody who absolutely needs it. Not for you. Church clothes. And she said, I want you to be impressive. So you got the idea of how cheap this lady is? So her idea of renovating was to return the house to 1966 conditions, not renovate it to 2016 conditions. Hold up, wait a minute. By regulation, a lot of the stuff that has to happen has to be renovated to 2016 standards anyway. She didn't want to pay for that. So why is the deal bad? Remember, she says rent, and I said, so you absolutely are not selling me the house? No, I'm not selling you the house. She positively refused to sell me the house for the amount of effort that I've already even gone through with this. Not even a one iota of credit for that. But wait, there's more. When I would leave, I would get zero credit for anything. But let me tell you why the deal is so terrible, in case you are just not into this and don't understand it. As soon as the last nail is driven home in the renovation that I would be doing, the house would probably be worth 3 to 4 times what it was worth when I took it over. That means when the last nail is driven into the house to finish the renovation, there is already built-in equity of $60,000, $70,000, or even $80,000. And because I would be renting and not buying, that would literally mean she could kick me out in 30 days. Do you understand what a retarded deal that is? Is everybody crystal clear on that? She could, if she wanted to, have me renovate the property to 2016 standards and kick me out in 30 days. No reason, no excuse. So she could literally steal from me $100,000. That's why you don't mix business with pleasure. But wait, there's more. She did not want to give me credit for a 2016 renovation. She wanted to give me credit for a 1966 renovation. I said, I need the kitchen to be of such quality as to be able to film in the kitchen. Absolutely not. Wait, there's more. I need the front room as a studio. Why can't you film in one of the rooms? That is not my desire. My desire is for the front room to be used as a studio. But what about when people coming in? Nobody's going to come to my house, dear aunt. I do not have people come to my house. Nobody visits me. Absolutely nobody. Well, I need to keep the front room. Then it's not my house. What do you need in a studio? I need 3 bays, 3 outlets, 3 dedicated outlets for my computers, 3 outlets in the ceiling on the other side, and I want to be able to film in the front room. We're going to move around some of these windows that make absolutely no sense in 2016. No, I can't go along with that. Then it's not my house. I have no use for it. I have no use for it. And you want me to install into this house a second bathroom so that was another $50,000 that I would be walking away from once I stopped renting. Now, how much do you think rent is in the particular area that we're talking about? $400. How long will I have to stay in the house? Even at her very low price of renovation, how long do you think I would have to stay there? I would literally have to stay there like 10 years to make every penny that I put into the house, even at her standard of renovation. 10 years. But Shakaama, you could be, do you understand the time value of money? Let's get you onto this. It means that money that you have today is worth more than money that you have tomorrow. Inflation is calculated by the millionth of the second. Do you understand that? Right? You understand that because we actually have a debt clock that actually calculates how much that is to the millionth of a second. And our money is shrinking by the millionth of a second. So money that you have today is worth far more than money that you have tomorrow. Literally meaning that I would have to invest money today in such a way that I would have to get a return that would be more than inflation by itself to break even, and it would have to give me a more interest than that. That means it has to give me like 9% and above. If I invested $30,000 into this house and lived in that house for 10, 15 years, I still would not make the money that I put into it. Why? Because she's not calculating interest whatsoever. And above all that, I'm still walking away from $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in equity that I put into the house. So there is no way to rent that house and come out even. I'm not even talking about ahead. I'm talking about even. The deal was so horrible. You do not mix business with pleasure. I hope everybody understood that. Now you need to look at all of the deals that you make and understand that the dollars that you have today are worth far more than you would ever have in the future. Even a single dollar. Even a single dollar is going to be worth $2, $3, $4, $5 as you go down the road. And I'm not talking about years and years and years. I'm talking about months, maybe a year. But you don't see it because everything moves at a very slow sort of pace. It doesn't go chunk. It goes millionth of a dollar, millionth of a dollar, millionth of a dollar. You don't see that. But it's been calculated all the time, right? Millionth of a second. It's being calculated all the time. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show. I hope you take this to heart. Please subscribe to the channel and please share the video.